Hi everyone, and thank you for joining me here for the full moon vibes of July. And the theme this month is going to be reconnection, because this full moon is calling everyone now into action, and that is to reconnect, reunite, and also to rebuild broken connections and friendships that were perhaps torn apart, because of the pandemic and because of all the stress that we have also collectively been going through. Because this year really truly has, it's built up and it's also broken down so many connections, so many dynamics with people, with industries and families and friendships, and also just overall as well. I mean, I don't even have to tell you, do you know what I mean? You know what I mean. And also just this general connection, this sense of connectedness that we have or had with each other, about feeling as like a unity, as a union together. Because of course our stressful tolerance now has been broken down, which means that we tend to be a little bit overreactive to stress. Especially if we're stressed, and then it goes without saying that the stress factor will normally be projected consciously or subconsciously onto each other, causing ripple effects of reactive emotions, frustration, especially frustration with each other, not just even circumstances, but also with us, with people. And then we have the next step is then lack of compassion kicking in because of our survival reaction, our survival responses. We also get stuck in the power of, struggling. There's that power struggle. And then, of course, the surviving emotionally and financially as well, which has been building up and heating up a lot lately as well, especially from month June and backwards as well. And we're kind of dipping a little bit back into that scenario again. And these aspects have hit us all very hard. And very few people were also able to escape this intense downfall. And you also know how reactive a person can become if their security is threatened. Right? I'm sure you've already had a little bit of a shake-up there in that sense. Like, even if it might not have directly affected you, you could have seen how it affected people that you cared about. And that's also enough to see the pain and the stress that it's causing someone, and feeling completely helpless and powerless to do something about that as well. So in one way or another, we have all been affected by these survival instinctive reactions, which then have probably, caused a lot of tension in relationship dynamics, burning bridges between each other. So this full moon, guys, listen, this full moon is now calling you to heal these wounds. It's causing you now, especially to heal the wounds that's been caused by actions, whether you caused them or whether others caused it. And let's be honest, let's let go now of pointing the finger. Let's just now look at where are the pain, where's the blocks that's stopping us from really truly connecting and reuniting once again. Because, it is important to also let go so that you can move towards the new and the next stages that we will all now be moving into and collectively changing as well. Because grudges and old wounds are not going to get you to the next level of growth that the universe will now start to actually call us into during July and onwards. So we're going to be facing challenges during this July month, and you haven't watched my July monthly vibes, I highly recommend that you do, because July is going to be a little bit more intense than the end of May and June. And you can do that for free on my MAT membership site, which is at www.matmembers.com. Absolutely free. I took it off YouTube because we don't have freedom of speech on YouTube anymore. So we are now building a new platform where you guys can connect and also where we can speak. But coming back to what I was saying, July is going to call you into action, because there are going to be challenges that we're going to be having to face in July. So, there's going to be triggers, there's going to be emotions coming up, and it's not just on the full moon, but the full moon is actually preparing us to deal with July in a more graceful way so that we don't have a repeat of June. Now, apart from that, let's also have a look at some trigger points that you might have felt specifically connected to this full moon. So here you might have start to feel like your backbone flaring up a little bit, which would normally represent like financial burdens that have been accumulating in your subconscious mind. And also storing and holding the stress in your emotional body and also your physical body has kind of now like reached its threshold. It's reached its point of where it can just be there and be suppressed. It doesn't want to be suppressed anymore. And you can also feel your knees and your joints acting up, which is showing you pressure from authorities, such as maybe say the government or old government structures that's changing, that's now influencing and affecting your ability to move forward in your personal life, perhaps even your professional life. So you see now here issues from your past where you perhaps felt like pressured. I'd say pressure, maybe pressure from your parents or influential people in your life that has been left unresolved is flaring up now during this full moon, and also triggered by new and similar circumstances that's now taking place. And another aspect to this full moon is that you could also feel your skin starting to flare up due to perhaps feeling a bit oversensitive emotionally, and also emotionally irritated from all the ongoing stress that we've all been through collectively. Because the skin normally is about what in your environment you feel bombarded by. What is causing you stress? What is it that you feel you can't get away from? What is it that you feel you can't change, but you have to face it? You have to deal with it. And that is what this full moon is also showing you. Where do you feel powerless? Where do you feel you have to, instead of rather than I choose to have awareness of it, but I don't really want to get involved in it. It's a really big difference. And so now we'll also be having some teeth problems. Teeth problems can come up, gum problems can come up. And this then relates to not feeling in the mood or even safe to have fun anymore. It's kind of like, this July is really calling us into reconnecting with ourselves, reconnecting with each other, having fun again also in your life. And not to take things so seriously. Because I'm sure you've learned, and I've said this again and again in many of my talks, you can only control circumstances that you actually are, that are within your control. So please remember that during the month of July, especially this month. Because this month is going to be a bit of a mover and a shaker in good ways and also in bad ways. So the best that you can allow yourself to have that mindset of, yes, this is what I'm in control of. This is something that's beyond what I can control, but maybe there's small actions that you can take, perhaps to help to contribute to a global and collective shift in terms of how to deal with these circumstances in a better way. Because let's create the monkey effect. We all know that that is already valid. It's very true. And having said now all of this, right? Because now you also start to continue to see that the world has changed, right? You're also to seeing how these changes are now more integrated into our society and also into our new lifestyle. Because whether you realize it or not, we are moving into a new world. We are moving into a new lifestyle. And also apart from all the change that you might also feel, and also you might also have a sense of acceptance starting to come in, right? An acceptance starting to, life is the way that it is now. And there's only so much that we can do individually to, to adjust to that, or to accept that, or to change that even. But you also feel a sense of easing into that. Less fighting, but more easing into that. Right? Especially with the way that things used to be. And the more that you now can actually allow yourself to gently adjust to our forever changing world, the easier it will be for you to get back into what I would call the groove of life, right? Because that attitude will open you up to be more receptive, again, to feeling happiness, to good fortune, great connections, great conversations with people, and also with friends. And also one powerful aspect that I also would like, to mention here about this full moon that I absolutely love is that you will start to see through the BS. You'll start to see, relationships, dynamics, professionally, personal, that has caused you more disharmony rather than harmony. And of course, also with what's going on around you. not just in your personal life or professionally, but also in your outer world, because that is also probably the most important. You also perhaps see and feel yourself just flushing out the stress of the last 6 months. Like that residual little bits of stress and fears and doubts that you've had. And you'll find yourself, this full moon is preparing you to almost like move into more of a place of feeling stronger, feeling more empowered, regardless of what is being built up or, being broken down in our lives, or that's especially in our environment. So guys, when you are ready, let's start our meditation. I'm very excited. And this meditation is all about reconnecting. Now what I would like you to do is let's take a nice deep breath. Just nice deep breath. Resetting that frontal cortex, just, knowing that your subconscious mind is probably processing everything that I've said. And just let it be. Bringing your full focus and awareness to you now. And even what you can do is you can focus on your breathing. Just feeling the breath through your nose or your mouth, just moving in, and how it's filling up your body. Having an appreciation and an awareness for how this breath, every breath that you subconsciously take during the day, keeps you alive. How it contributes and adds to your quality of life. Just also feeling it as you exhale. Hearing your breath, feeling your breath. And I invite you, when you're ready, to hear, feel, see, or sense a beautiful light from your head, just streaming down your whole body, flowing through every single cell in your body. Releasing, resolving and dissolving perhaps stress that you felt during the day. Draining it out of your feet, just down, 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 down. Down, back into the earth. Feeling how the beautiful light, which represents your consciousness, as it flows through every single cell in your body, how it's also bringing awareness of how you feel through every single cell in your body. Allowing that beautiful light to flow from your head down your spine, your shoulders, your arms, your chest, your abdomen, your lower back, through your hips, down your legs, out your feet. Resolving and dissolving and just relieving you from any old stress that you just no longer need. Also feeling how this beautiful light is flowing through you, releasing also other people's stress that you might have taken on. And realizing now that this stress is no longer yours. And allowing that just to flush out of your body. Down, 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 down. Into the earth. To be transformed into new, constructive, positive energy. And just allowing yourself to have an awareness of the present moment as well. And I would like you to feel, see, sense, or hear yourself in the here and now, in this moment here with me as you're listening to my voice. I invite you now to see yourself, sense yourself, expanding, have this beautiful light around you, which represents also your awareness. And allowing that beautiful light to become bigger and bigger and bigger. It's almost like your light is expanding in all directions. And also, just as that light is expanding, having a very clear intention that will be beautifully translated through this beautiful light that is around you. For you now to reconnect to people, to humanity, to life, to the law of the universe, the planet. To reconnect, but also energetically. Allow yourself to remain within your own unique sense of self as well. Meaning that you have an awareness of you and your own personal boundaries. But also allowing yourself to allow your senses now to expand and to reconnect and to have awareness again of people around you. Just allowing that light to grow and grow and grow, becoming bigger and bigger and bigger until it's almost like around the whole planet, around the whole universe. Feeling yourself gently connecting back through the grid lines of the planet. Grid lines that we're all connected to. Reconnecting and re-establishing your connection with all that there is. Allowing yourself to have an awareness of everything that's around you. Just an awareness of their presence. That you can never be alone. Realizing that you perhaps only felt alone or disconnected because your senses felt disconnected from your environment. And just gently here, reclaiming your power and your ability and your capacity to reconnect. Remembering that we're all here for a collective purpose and also individual purposes. You never had just one purpose, you have more than one. And one of them is to always be connected and to collectively be part of positive movements forward that are in alignment with our spiritual and physical growth as a collective nation and planet. Knowing that you can achieve your goals and we can collectively also achieve our goal for a higher purpose. And that is to be together in a place of unity and peace. Remembering now and realizing that you were never designed to deal with drama and stress. Shaking that off, allowing that now to be something of the past. And allowing yourself to be reconnected. And I invite you now also, while your light is so beautifully expanded, let's also activate the alpha brainwave set, and we'll do that through breathing in the mouth and out the nose, so that we're all collectively releasing and healing the stress associated with connection, so that it can be healed and transformed into a healthy definition of connection again. When you're ready, I invite you to take a nice deep breath in your mouth and out the nose, in the mouth, out the nose. Now you're breathing in your mouth, out the nose, in the mouth, deep breaths, out the nose, in the mouth, out the nose. And let's pick up the pace a little bit faster. In the mouth, out the nose, 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 in the mouth, and hold. Hold your breath for as long as you can. And if you're feeling dizzy, perfect. Allow yourself just to drop into that place of dizziness, drop into that place of connection where you can still feel safe and in control at the same time. Remembering that your awareness expands far beyond just you. That you are part of a bigger picture, and that bigger picture is part of you. And hold your breath until you can't anymore, and only when you can't hold it anymore, exhale out the nose. Just allowing your body to enjoy that stillness, to enjoy that calmness. To know that you are exactly where you need to be in your life, because if you could have been somewhere else, emotionally, mentally, or physically, then you would have been. You are exactly where you need to be. When you're ready, you can let go of the light, the visualization, just let it go, leaving that beautiful connection in place. You can wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Giving yourself also a nice stretch. And as you do, also feeling a beautiful light from your head, just a final light just flowing from your head, down your body, out your feet, into the earth, anchoring you back into the earth, grounding you in a balanced and graceful way. And when you are ready, you can gently come back. Welcome back, and thank you for joining me. Until next time.
Hi guys, thank you for joining me, and remember to grab your copy of Metaphysical Anatomy on Amazon, 679 medical ailments. And I also wrote about the psychosomatic root causes of that, and I'm spoiling you because I even added key points for you to start looking at important questions that you can ask yourself to start improving your quality of life. And also remember to catch me on Instagram, Evette Rose 1 with the digit 1, and Metaphysical Anatomy on our Facebook fan page. Bye guys.